Hello everyone, and welcome back to Table Talk with Toddy. My name is Natasha Toddy Weston, and thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. Today's episode is number 33, and I would love to welcome all of our new listeners and also thank our oldies but goodies for joining me again today for another show. Now, before we get into today's episode, I want to first just say, y'all are the bomb. Like, y'all are so lit. Like, I've been on a 2-month hiatus and I have been getting tons of feedback from old episodes, like since we first started this thing. And so it excites me and it makes me super humble to know that the content that was put out many years ago is still being listened to and digested and applied in a way that is affecting y'all's lives. And I say y'all because I am from the South. If you are just tuning in for the first time, you'll probably hear a lot of slang and lingo. Um, this is my place to talk to you guys from a true and honest place. And so you'll get to hear how I talk to my friends, how I talk to my sister, how I talk to my mom. So I'm super excited about it. I know I've been gone for a minute. And I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how this episode, the audio is going to turn out. I moved recently. So like I've been in the place I'm in now for about a month now. And it's a lot more space. Like when I say a lot more space, I don't have to record in my closet anymore. So that makes me so super excited. And I also have what is now called the Tot Spot, and I'll get into that a little more in detail as we go along. But long story short, I have a whole lot more space, more bedroom space, more space to just breathe, more space for Tyler. He has his own room now. It's just a new level, a new journey, and it required more space. And so it's funny how God will shut doors that we try to keep open. And I tried to keep my last apartment for as long as I could, but it was just so frustrating to not be able to create and be in the creative zone that I desired because I was limited with space. I mean, if you can imagine, just picture this for a moment. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment with a almost 4-year-old, and my mom lived with me. Okay. So when it was time for me to record podcasts, I had to go in my closet. When it was time for me to film videos, I really could only film if Tyler was preoccupied or if he went somewhere or if I sent him to church with my mom on Sundays. So my time was really limited on really how often I could push out content. And obviously I'm a content creator, so that was very frustrating for me. But nonetheless, we are here, and I was hesitant about recording this podcast because it's so much room and space in here. I don't know how it sounds, but I was really big on just getting on here this morning and talking to you guys about a couple of different things. So there's no one topic in particular that I want to talk about. I really just want to catch up with you guys, let you know what's been going on, highlight a current event that's going on, and I also have a couple of really, I guess, encouraging tips to provide you. So make sure that you listen through until the end. If you are new to this podcast, please go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss any upcoming shows because I'm going to get the ball back rolling on this. My team and I have kind of changed our direction a little bit with the podcast, but don't worry, it's still going to be amazing. We're still going to talk about real issues, real things that are going on, but I really want to do something I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is incorporate some of the current events, some of the things that are happening currently within not just our country, but in our world, because I know that there are some of you who are from other countries. So shout out to my international Table Talk with Toddy folks out there. I love you so very much. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's go ahead and talk about what the heck has been going on. Where have I been since our end of year 2017 episode? Well, again, I just told you I moved into a bigger space. I now have a new workspace where I am meeting with clients and solely creating content. And so I'm so excited about that now. Some of you may have heard the news, some of you may have not heard the news, but I shut down my previous business, the Toddy brand, and I opened a new business that is going to allow me to be 180% creative for my own stuff that I want to push out and also for clients. And so I have launched the Tot Spot Productions, which is a content creation and digital production agency where I'm going to be creating my own unique content for the digital space. And I'm also going to be helping you guys out there to create content as well. In my last business, I was a brand coach, and one of the things that I realized, or one of the common factors that I noticed with a lot of my clients, was that with brand strategy and having these one-on-one consultations and things of that sort, the thing that remained common with, I'll say 95% of my clients, was that they struggled with coming up with ideas for content, and they struggled with executing that, meaning getting that content out on the right mediums and in front of the right audiences. And so those were really the things that excited me, because it allowed me to put my creativity hat on more than I really can within a coaching session. So I've moved away from the coaching. I won't say indefinitely, but for this season, I am putting my producer hat and my content creator hat on and doing the thing that really makes me excited. And one of the things that I recently announced a couple weeks ago is that my first film is in the works. And I'll tell you here that it's going to be a documentary, and it's called Confessions of an Ambitious Girl. So if you've been following me for a while, then you know the whole story about Confessions of an Ambitious Girl. But if you're new here and you've never heard of it before, long story short, many years ago, God gave me the vision to write a book called Confessions of an Ambitious Girl. And I thought that the book was going to be it. I was going to write this book. It was going to be about my life, and that was going to be it, right? Well, that didn't go out as I kind of planned and calculated in my head, right? So I started writing the book. I had about maybe I want to say 45% of the manuscript written, and I got stuck. And as someone who has written several books now, I have never technically experienced writer's block with the others. I kind of just wrote them and got them out there. Easy breezy, not literally, but you get the point. But with this book, for some strange reason, it was very hard for me to get the words on paper. And I knew that that was a sign that said, not right now. So sometimes when we get ideas and get excited about things, sometimes it's not the right time to actually put it out into the world. And that's a hard one to swallow. And it's one that I'm still working on, very much so, even at this stage in my journey. And so he said, not right now. He said, not right now. It's not time to write that book. And so I went on and I started a women's empowerment group, same name, Confessions of an Ambitious Girl. We did confession sessions, which were monthly teleconferences where I invited special guests on. We did vision board parties where I traveled around the country and met with ambitious girls from different cities and states. We did vision board parties together. We had a very massive virtual conference a couple of years ago, and then everything kind of just went dry. I completely lost the passion for it. I really didn't know what direction to take it in, and I was really getting bored with it, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So I kind of just put things to a halt, didn't focus my attention there so much anymore, and I just kind of kept the ball rolling. Well, about 6 months ago, when I started contemplating the decision to shut down my business and start a production company, one of the first things that I said was, okay, before I start producing content for others, I want to produce some of the content that's been in my heart to produce, some of the things that I want to see on YouTube, some of the things that I want to see on television. I wanted to start producing shows and things like that for myself. And so once I made the decision and I announced it on YouTube, and by the way, if you missed that video, then you can go to my YouTube channel and check it out. It's at youtube.com/official Toddy. And it's the big announcement and life update video. You can check that out there to find out, the exact specifics on, me shutting down my business and why I did it and so on and so forth. So after I made the big announcement, I'll be honest, a part of me was still, a little like, okay, God, did I really make the right decision, or, what? So he kept confirming to me little itsy bitsy pieces that, yes, you're on the right track. Yes, you made the right decision, and that my steps were indeed ordered. And so not long after I made the announcement, we had already been talking about doing a documentary. Well, let me tell y'all, the funniest thing happened. That was the final confirmation for me to go ahead and give the green light on producing the documentary. Well, one day I was on my computer on the desktop. And if you guys have ever been, if you follow me on Snapchat or Instagram stories, at Official Toddy, by the way, sometimes I show my computer screen. And I've had several of you who have inboxed me and say, girl, your desktop is very crowded. Like, you need to clean your desktop off. Well, this particular day, I was actually cleaning my desktop off. And I dragged a file that I intended to drag into the recycling bin. But somehow, some way, the file ended up landing in the folder that I had for Confessions of an Ambitious Girl. So I had to click on it. Now, mind you, I have not opened this folder in over a year. So when I opened the folder, there's this video that I had got created for Confessions of an Ambitious Girl. And let me kind of give y'all, I'm going to try and describe what this video looks like. And it's basically a video that's showing behind the scenes on the set of a movie, but it had my old Confessions of an Ambitious Girl logo on the video. So I don't remember, and I got this video made 4 years ago. 4 years ago, guys. And I cannot tell you to this day what I got that video made for. But when I saw that, it was like, okay, God, this is what you're telling me to do. I need to turn this into a film. It was never intended to be a book. So I hope you guys are following me here. It was never intended to be a book. That's what I wanted it to be. But God wanted it to be something bigger and more massive and more effective and more impactful. And so 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, that video was created. And now here it is, 2018, and the vision is actually starting to be executed. And so that's why I keep saying that timing is everything. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. And sometimes when God gives you a vision for something, it may not be for that season, and it may not end up unfolding in the way that we want it to. Sometimes what we want is not what God wants. And I now realize that, and I'm so excited about doing this documentary because it is something that I wanted to do for a very long time. So more details on the Confessions of an Ambitious Girl film coming this summer, 2018. So if you want to stay connected with the updates for that, go over to Confessions of an Ambitious Girl on Instagram. That's where I'm doing a lot of the updating. And you can also find out what Tot Spot Productions is up to and get on our list as well at totspotproductions.com, and check us out over there. So anyway, that is what I've been up to in a nutshell, guys. Other than that, I have really just been doing the things that sets my soul on fire. I've been saying that a lot this year so far. Strictly sticking to things that make me happy, and also things that I feel are providing more of a different level of transparency to the people who are connected to me, and just doing what makes me excited and what makes me happy. Because what I'm finding out, especially this year so far, is that everything that I'm interested in, that I kind of second guess putting out there for years now, are the exact things that are attracting people to my brand and to my mission and my vision that I have in life. And so I don't really care what it is that makes you happy. Just do it. If it's not harming anyone, do it. And you'll be amazed at how the response will be from those who really are inspired and find value in who you are and what it is that you do. And so that's just, what I've been up to. Quick moment of silence I want to take. And I wrote this down specifically so that I didn't forget. Unfortunately, on yesterday, there was a tragic school shooting where 17 died in Parkland, Florida, a school shooting. And, crimes happen every day. It's horrific, tragic accidents and things happen every day. But it's something about school shootings that just kind of, it makes me, kind of puts me in a very, not in a good mood. And I know it's more so because I am a parent, and just the thought of sending Tyler to school and him not coming back home because of a shooting or because someone was having a bad day or had a mental disorder and came and shot up the school. Just anything like that just makes me cringe. It makes my skin crawl, and it makes me want to homeschool Tyler. And I know things happen and things happen according to God's plan, but it's just hard to wrap my mind around, even going through something like that, because it could be me, it could be you, it could be your child, it could be my child. So I want to just take a quick moment of silence for everyone affected by the shooting in Parkland, Florida. Prayers go out to the parents, the faculty, the other students, the families involved, the community. Just prayers. I just want to take about 30 seconds for us to just take a moment of silence for everyone in Parkland, Florida. Okay, so definitely keep them in your prayers, guys. Even as I go through my day, it's just kind of hard to not think about how those parents must be feeling today and the journey going forward that they will unfortunately have to experience to get through the grieving and get through losing those who are so precious to them, their children. So anyway, let's move on just a little bit. I want to talk about one more thing, or a couple more things rather, because y'all know I can never just stick to one thing. Let's talk a little bit more about timing and focus. And so I kind of gave you the overall picture of what's been going on. So now I want to talk more about where I am mentally as far as focus and allowing life to evolve you. Now, I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast or where I've said it exactly, but I believe that timing is everything. I've said that, but I also believe that you can only know when the time is right if you are focused on exactly where you are in life. Now, we're all at different stages. We're all exploring different things, doing different things, but it's kind of hard to know and hear what God is saying when He's saying to go when you're not focused or when your focus is very blurry. Now, we all go through stages where we're unclear, where we need to kind of hit the refocus button, and that's totally normal. It's actually healthy to go through those stages because, everything's not always going to be going, straight line. You're going to get off track here and there. And sometimes getting off track is good because it gives you new, fresh ideas and it gives you new found focus. And so if you could just imagine, shutting down a business that I've had for years now was very scary for me. And I knew deep down that I wanted to do more of what made me excited. So I wanted to talk more about style, which is actually my roots. I wanted to talk more about, what I was wearing, what wigs I'm wearing, what companies I like to buy from. And it's amazing that when you start to just be who you are and not worry about being placed in a box, when you just start literally sharing what makes you happy and the things that excite you, you'll be amazed, number one, of the people that it will attract. And you'll also be amazed at the number of brands and companies and influencers that will want to collaborate and work with you. So one of my goals for this year was definitely to do more in the influencer marketing realm. So I want to be able to post a picture on Instagram and get paid for it, right? I want to be able to share what stores I shop at. I want to be able to share what books I'm reading and get paid for it. And it really be valuable still to my audience. And so, a part of my plan for this year is to work with some of the brands that I already am a consumer from and just share it with my audience, because I always get questions about things like that. Where'd you get that jacket? Where'd you get that lipstick? Where'd you get that wig? Where'd you get this or that? And for a long time, I just kind of really didn't pay attention to those questions. For me, it was always, if it's a branding question or a business question, than answer it. But I never really paid attention to those questions about hair or style or anything. And so, the fact that people are asking me tells me that that's something that they like to see from me, more lifestyle videos and more lifestyle content. And some people just like to hear me talk, strangely, right? And so this year, I literally archived almost my whole Instagram feed and I started from scratch. And I'm literally on that page in particular only sharing things that makes me happy and things that inspire people. And when I tell you my engagement has quadrupled collectively since I've been on Instagram ever, it's almost insane at how much more engagement I am getting. And that makes me happy. But here's another thing about timing and focus. When you're timed right and you're focused, like laser focused, you will attract the things that you desire. So since I've started doing this, now mind you, it's only mid-February. I just started this really in January. I've had brands reaching out to me like crazy, asking for partnership, collaborations, sponsored posts. And I just landed my first partnership with a beauty brand for International Women's Day in March. And that makes me excited because I did not reach out to them. They found me, they liked my content, they liked my feed, and they reached out to me. So I say all of this to say, if you're wondering maybe why you aren't attracting the right people or why no one's really engaging with your content, 9 times out of 10 it's because your content is not resonating with others because it really probably doesn't even resonate with you. I think we have to get to the place where we stop doing things just because it's the industry standard and that we stop doing things just because it seems like it's what we're supposed to do because we're in a particular industry, and just start doing the things that makes us happy and sharing it with the world and seeing what they like and what they don't like, and then maybe tweaking it as you may. And so content is going to be the thing that attracts people to you. Is your content good? Is it exciting? Is it appealing, rather it be to the heart or to the eye? Is it informative? What is it doing to the people that you're trying to attract? Those are the questions that you must ask in order to grow your brands or your business or your influence or your bank account or whatever it is that you are trying to grow. And I'm telling you guys this from firsthand experience. These have been my experiences, and seeing, the response that I get from certain pieces of content or certain types of videos. And so don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to show what you like. If you like to paint, if you like to speak, if you like to ride bikes, if you like calligraphy, if you have a desire or passion for something, don't be afraid to explore it publicly, because you'll be amazed at what and who it will attract. And so bringing this up, I want to also let you know that I am teaching a class next Saturday, February, I want to say the 23rd or the 24th, called Content Chaos: How to Create Content in the Digital Space, in the crowded digital space, because I get a lot of questions about that. So if you are a mom or a 9-to-5er and you're struggling with getting ideas for creating content, you're struggling with finding the time to create content, or you just want to know how do you turn your everyday life into content that's not just going to attract people, but it's going to drive people to whatever it is that you have to sell, products, services, whatever the case may be, I am going to be teaching you that in this class. Now, I did reserve the first 50 seats for just $24, and I think I have 2 seats left. So all you have to do to get more information on that is go to my website, natashaweston.com, and go down to the store or shop. I can't remember exactly what it says, and you'll find the class in there. So if it's still up for the 24, then there's still seats available, but it's automatically going to increase once those 50 seats have been taken. And so I wanted to just throw that in there. So if you're listening and you are struggling and want some help with that, then definitely go over there and grab your seat. So that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today here in episode 33. I I just wanted to kind of really just catch up with you guys and find out what's been going on with you. So please tweet me on Twitter at official Toddy. Let me know what you think about this episode. Let me know what's been going on in your world so far this 2018. I really want to hear from you guys. So tweet me. And I cannot wait to do the next episode. I'm excited about this new chapter. For me, I'm excited about your new chapter. And if I had to sum up today's episode and give you some words of advice, it is to do what makes you happy, sincerely happy. Not what the industry says, not what your peers say, not what your friends say, your family. Do what makes you happy, and you'll be amazed at how it will transform your life. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. I'm so thankful that you are here. Don't forget to connect with me on social media. I am on Facebook at facebook.com/official Toddy, Instagram and Twitter at official Toddy. I'm also on Snapchat at official Toddy. Make sure and tweet me. Let me know how your 2018 has been going so far. And please don't forget to leave a review and subscribe if you're a newbie. And until the next episode, I will talk to you guys soon.